I don't want to say goodbye without giving you an opportunity to, just if you were to give one bit of advice to, your everyday people that they could keep in mind, as they go about their journey,
It would be exactly the 4 steps that I talked about that Bashar gives as an instruction manual for how you create reality. Act on your passion. Whatever contains more excitement than anything else, do it first.
Mm-hmm.
Do it the best you can for as long as you can until you can do it no further. Look around then for the next thing that contains more excitement than anything else and act on that next. Take all of these actions with no insistence and no assumption as to where you're going to wind up, what it's going to look like, what the outcome should be. Because while you might sometimes be able to guess what the outcome might look like, you don't always know that what's in your physical mind as the ideal outcome actually is the ideal outcome that serves you best. Let your higher mind fill that space. Get excited about a possible ideal outcome. You can use whatever visualization you want to represent it. But then you have to kind of let the picture go, but stay in the state of excitement. And don't have any insistence on a particular look for it, because the higher mind may bring you something completely different than you imagine. And remain in a positive state no matter what manifests. Because even if something manifests that you don't objectively prefer, it's got to be there for a reason that can serve you. If you stay in a positive state, you will find out how it can serve you positively. You'll get the benefit from it. If you go into a negative state, like, oh, this doesn't belong in my life, why did this happen? I should be beyond this, blah, blah, blah. You're only going to get a negative experience because you're not using it for why it's there. So even if something manifests you don't prefer, you can use it in a way that you do. For a simple example, being shown what you don't prefer makes it clearer by contrast what you do prefer. And that's a preferable way to use what you don't prefer. So if you learn the lesson of why it's there, it'll go away because it served its purpose. Things only stick around when you refuse to acknowledge that they belong in your life. If it shows up, it's there for a reason. And again, it goes back to what Bashar said. It's not about what happens. It's about what you do with what happens that makes the difference in your world. Because everything can serve double duty, positive or negative.
That's right.
And it's up to you to infuse it with the meaning that works for you. If you give it a negative meaning, you're going to get a negative effect. If you give it a positive meaning, you're going to get a positive effect. You are creating your reality experience. So those 4 things: follow your passion, do it the best you can, no insistence or assumption on the outcome, remain in a positive state no matter what happens, will unlock all the tools of synchronicity and the driving engine and the path of least resistance, the path of connection, the path of support, the path of relevance, and the reflective mirror that will, on that journey, actually reveal to you any beliefs you are harboring in your unconscious mind that might be out of alignment with who you prefer to be.
That's right.
It's literally an instruction manual, no different than any instruction manual you would follow to operate a piece of machinery. If you follow the steps in the way that they've been described, the machine will work for you. If you don't, well, the machine may work, but it may not work to your advantage, or you may injure yourself. So that to me is the most profound thing he's really ever delivered, because he's been able to distill the nature and structure of how existence works and how we create our reality into literally 4 basic steps.
It's amazing, and the fact that I'm sitting here talking to you is proof in the pudding that it works, because this is just like a dream for me,
Thank you.
And
I appreciate it.
Dreams do come true when you follow your highest excitement. And
yes, although again, they may not always look like you think, but
no, they may not always look like what you think.
Still important for your dream. It's there
Absolutely.
for a reason.
This has been great.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate this. For people that are interested in reading the books, they can go to darylanka.com and order them there. For people that are interested in Bashar, they can go to bashar.org. And for
we're going to include all those links in our
for anything that's happening
absolutely.
with our films, they can go to ziafilms.com as well.
Absolutely.